Hi, this is Chris Ruisi, and welcome to another episode of the Weekly Mind Jolt. This week, I want to start out with a few questions for you. First, do you practice comfortable inaction? Are you good at it? Do you understand what comfortable inaction really is? Recently I came across a quote from John F. Kennedy, which said, "There are risks and costs to a program of actions, but they are far less than the long-range risks and costs of comfortable inaction." There have been several articles written about comfortable inaction, but I want to take a shot at it myself for our discussion today. Now, for starters, most people who suffer from comfortable inaction, and make no mistake, they suffer from it, they don't know it or the short-term or long-term effects it is having on them. Comfortable inaction occurs when your unhappiness or discomfort about a particular issue has not quite reached the point where you feel the need to do something. It's like realizing that you must lose weight, but since you can still squeeze into your clothes, you do nothing. Or it's the employee you know is not performing well or well enough, but you still do nothing. You accept whatever they produce to avoid taking action. Or it's the client that you know you should fire, but you do nothing and decide to live with it just a little bit longer. It's that nagging problem or issue that lingers in your mind that you keep putting off until you can wrap your head around it, but you still do nothing. All of us have had or may currently have problems like these, as well as many others. Too many of us put up with these types of situations, but since we've decided to continue to live with them, we never properly deal with them. We adapt and we find ways around them until they get worse. And then we decide to act, and that's usually too late after we have incurred a loss of time, money, personal or team productivity, energy, and possibly your credibility for being seen as a person of inaction. Make no mistake, there is always a cost and a loss for comfortable inaction. Now, comfortable inaction for people who are in leadership roles can be a significant threat to an organization's operations and growth. When work doesn't get done, when problems go unattended, an organization suffers. They could see decreases in revenues as well as an increase in expenses, loss of market share, and a host of other challenges and problems, all created by comfortable inaction. No problem ever really gets solved when it's ignored, and it doesn't get the attention it deserves or the action that's required. Problems are best solved when they are still little and less complicated. Comfortable inaction just makes problems bigger and more complicated. Effective leaders, as well as successful business professionals, know that they're expected to deliver the right results on a timely basis. As such, to meet that expectation, they need to remain alert about the costly downside of comfortable inaction. A leader knows that they cannot sit on the sidelines and watch the problems get ignored. They need to lead by example, act and deal with the issue rather than put it off and do nothing. Problems of every size and shape come and go. Timely action taken to solve them makes you better. Ignoring them invites them to stay and get bigger and worse, like an unwanted house guest who comes for the holidays but never goes home. Well, that's it for now. We'll see you again next week in our next Mind Jolt.